Welcome back to the Loft Tapes. My name's Lucas.
My name's Jordan.
And here we are, season 2, episode 8.
Back on Zoom.
You know what? Yeah, back on Zoom.
But with a twist.
But with a twist. You know what? This feels weird, man. And you know why? Because I don't think when we started this, we had the intention of ever making it a Zoom platform
Not at all.
podcast. And like it sucks because I think like every podcast that I've seen is doing it this way, unless of course they both record with their own camera at their end and then they kind of stitch the footage together. But this is the only way that anybody knows how to do it. If you don't want to pay a subscription service for like a platform that records all this
like
for you,
quality.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Beyond that, I don't even know how my internet's gonna hold up for this.
Same with mine, man. It's like a full household. Everyone's using the internet. You know, it's a Saturday morning. It's like anything can happen.
Exactly. And I think, of course, the weirdest part about this whole thing is that we have video.
Yes. I hope this works.
I really do hope this works. This would be the first time that all of our listeners are seeing our faces if you don't actually follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't even think you have any photos on Instagram.
No, I don't. I'm terrible for social media.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to change that, bro. If you become a podcaster, you gotta.
I know. I need to step it up.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We took a month off we said it was undergoing maintenance. And what we meant by that.
Yeah.
And what we meant by that is honestly, that's what it was. Like we were just taking time to figure out, okay, how do we, because last episode wasn't bad. We did world trivia, wasn't bad, but the audio quality wasn't there. We didn't have any video. And we decided, you know what? We have to get some things. Like we have to grab some equipment. And Jordan's like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we just wanted to be more efficient in total.
So we got the mics. We got the arms to help support our mics, so we don't have to actually hold it the entire time.
That was leisurely. We didn't even need to do that, but we're like,
no, we're just like, you know what? It goes hand in hand with everything else.
Yeah, we're buying everything else. So
yeah. And then what else? We
got the camera.
Yep. And we decided, you know what? Let's sit down. Let's talk about what we want for the future of this show. Obviously, Zoom is not the future of the show.
No.
But I will tell you guys this. In 3 months' time, I'll be building a studio space in the Loft, like the place where it all began. And hopefully, if COVID decides to stop harassing Canada,
fuck off,
we'll be able to record in that brand new studio space. And it's going to be a really cool place to record, for sure.
Yeah.
So that is the future of the show, at least the near future. Until then, you know what? If we can't see each other, then this might be the way it goes for a few episodes.
Especially if you're traveling and we're all over the place. This is a gateway to go to.
Yeah, it's a gateway drug to more podcasts.
Gateway drug, yes.
But beyond that, we're happy to be back. And let's get the ball rolling here.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, on the day of the release, it is Lucas's birthday.
Thanks, Jordan, because I forgot about that. Yeah. So we posted about it on our Instagram saying the return is happening 0201. That happens to be my birthday.
Yes, it is.
So I'm turning 22 years of age, which seems...
Old folk.
Yeah. Damn, you're old. You're old. Damn. And...
That's crazy. You're almost a year older than me. Even though we're the same age.
No, yeah, I know. I'm talking to an individual and they were like, oh my God, we're only a year apart, but it feels like 2 because her birthday is like December. So it's essentially, it's like Desi, right? It's like essentially a whole...
yes.
And like Desi, how old? Like 20? Is he 20 or 21 now? I don't even know.
No, he's 21.
Is he 21?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I'm turning 22 right now. Yeah.
Right. He only just turned 21 a month ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is coming up my birthday. And honestly, I feel like that's completely coincidental. It just so happens that when we decided to come back, which is the start of the month, it's when it's my birthday. So,
honestly, I didn't, like when we said February start date, I was like,
wait.
be like February 4th or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
I didn't expect it. The release day would be like the 1st of February.
yeah, bro. We're getting going.
Yeah.
I think we ended December 31st.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
So that would
Yeah.
ideally mean that we post tomorrow, but Monday's our release day. So
Yeah.
um, we aim. Also, another note is we aim to come back for weekly uploads. I can't speak to Jordan's school situation,
Yeah.
but
We're
I've
on.
been pretty
Yeah.
fortunate this semester in that I've done a lot of my prerequisite stuff already, so I have a lighter semester myself. But Jordan, of course, is just as busy as he usually is.
Yeah. It's a rough
But
life, you know.
yeah, but if we can manage the weekly thing, we're gonna give it our best shot.
Yeah, for sure.
What's some other housekeeping things? Oh, I did want to say this is a big thing for our podcast. You know what I'm gonna talk about?
I I I would say I do, but I
Yeah, yeah,
don't.
yeah. No, you do, you do. So Jordan and I got a lovely email from our hosting website of Buzzsprout,
Okay, yes, I knew.
and you know what? It was like I don't even know. It was late, and I opened it and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So guys, as a podcast, Jordan and I, the Loft Tapes, has amassed over 750 downloads.
I don't even know
Which,
if people can hear that.
which I'm gonna have to cut that out later. But
Oh,
you
that
any
went
money?
red.
Yeah. Which is damn. The wire keeps falling off. That's what I look. The wire from the headphones keeps like sliding off the table.
I have mine like bound up.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually pretty smart.
I know.
But yeah, and 750 downloads. I don't think Jordan and I ever thought we'd get that far.
No. And I believe on the first season we got 250 or 500. I forget.
Which is, I think it was 500,
Yeah.
which
So
is
we're
nuts.
on
And
the
we're
path
only
to do the same.
yeah we're on the same. The projection is the same.
Yeah.
The projection is
Exactly.
the same. But you know what that tells us? It tells us that a lot of you have been consistent
Yes.
and have been following us since the beginning, which is, I mean, we're so appreciative of
It's
that.
amazing.
Yeah,
Never thought it
it's
would happen,
no,
but
no. If you told us like 2 years ago, I don't even know how long we started. A year ago, 2 years ago.
I think 2 years ago,
Yeah,
yeah. That's
that
crazy.
that's nuts. By the
That
way,
is nuts.
holy
2 years
shit.
ago,
We've been.
that's a whole lifetime.
How old am I? Well, I'm
Yeah,
22.
right.
Well, I'm 22. Um, if you told us that you guys are going to have consistent listeners from all over the world,
Especially all over the world.
especially all over the world, Jordan and I would be like, yo, fuck off.
No. We
Listen,
called it the Loft tapes for a reason, for
yeah.
us to call it like tapes when we
So,
come back
yeah, like go back and listen to
older.
them when we're
Yeah,
older. Yeah. And I just think that's absolutely bizarre
it is.
because, yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's gotten to a point where, think about it when we started this thing. We were sitting in a cafe. We were coming up with the ideas for names of the podcast. We're like, oh, blah, 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 the Loft Tapes. That's good. Yeah. And then we were like, okay, but what's our motto? What's our like slogan or our bio?
Right.
And it's literally a podcast recorded in a loft in Canada. Trust us, it's worth it. That's what we said.
Yeah.
And I think that's still what we stand by. And apparently you guys trusted us. So
Yeah, for whatever reason.
so whatever reason, we're really thankful and we wouldn't have it any other way. But
No.
again, we're happy to be back.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's start this episode the right way.
All right.
So Jordan, did you have anything you want to talk about?
I'll keep it to the end.
You decided you're going to keep it till the end. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I've had this debate with a few people, but it started because I was texting someone and we were going on about, yeah, you know what, like it's really this. So in Canada right now we have a stay-at-home order, which essentially means stay at
Which
home.
yeah, and it's so weird because like certain parts get pushed
Yeah.
and then certain parts stay the same. And it's like,
Exactly.
where am
So
I at? Like,
exactly. So it's a stay-at-home order, but you can go outside for exercise. You can still go to school, right? So it's
certain
like,
classes,
yeah,
like
like
certain programs, and
like only the big stores are open. So like I don't really get it.
yeah.
But um and this is what we're going to debate right now. You ready?
All right.
Okay.
I'm always ready.
So, again, stay at home order. That's the key word here. And The reason why they keep schools open, especially for kids, is because they do not want them missing valuable education in these years of their life.
Right.
Okay? So I'm sitting here and I'm like, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, I'm talking from a standpoint of dating, going out and dating. Would you not be willing to argue that going out and dating, if you know there's a very good potential with someone, that's something you can't miss as a part of your life,
Right. So
right? So hang on,
yeah.
let me just
Yeah.
wrap
Yeah.
this up. So the question is, should we be able to date during the stay-at-home order? Because again, if kids are going to school because they don't want them to miss valuable education, who's to say that if you're going on a date with somebody, you're not missing a valuable connection?
Right.
And that's the question. So where do you stand on that?
Yeah. So I think the way that people are looking at it, like the government and stuff, is like people today just do hookups. A lot of the population just do hookups and then that's it. Right.
Yep.
So it's kind of like they're looking at it as a pointless thing to do. It's like, oh, you can just push that to another time or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
But with a relationship, it gets picky because you could always just say that you're going to like date someone or
Mhm.
whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it could be the whole opposite direction. So I don't know, it's
Absolutely.
a touchy subject, but I think it should be fine, honestly.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because like, no, I'm with you on that. If you're hooking up, like this time might not be the best time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there is just so many other ways you can go about connecting to an individual than
Yeah.
just going out to hook up. Like I think as humans we can suppress some of those emotions for the sake of staying healthy.
Right.
But I'm talking solely on the basis that say you've been texting for a while and you're deciding, you know what? I have a valuable connection with you. I really want to see if the whole package is there, right? Like you
Right.
want to test that out and you want to test that out rather early on.
And in person,
And
like
in
that's
per
the whole
that's
thing.
the big thing, man. You could
Yeah.
text somebody, you could video call somebody as much as you want,
But you're still hiding a certain part of you.
but it's almost like you're missing the final piece to the puzzle.
Exactly.
You know, it's like you have to see the whole package. You have to see how it comes together
Yeah.
before you make any decisions. But um, yeah, with that said, it also begs the question of is it at what point do you go from so say you're going to on a walk because exercise is allowed and you're going to walk and it's a walk date. And then it begs the question of okay, well, at some point in time, would you not if the connection is still going in the right direction and you guys are growing as people together, at some point you're going to break that physical contact barrier, right?
100%.
So, what's your thought process on when that's okay nowadays?
Yeah. So I don't know. In these like relationships now, it's like if you really like someone, obviously you're going to take the precautions to make sure everyone's safe in the
Absolutely.
situation,
Yep.
right? So I would say it's completely up to judgment, you
Yep.
know.
Yep.
Like if you guys agree on it and you guys know the side effects or what could happen, then go do it,
Right.
right?
Right.
I don't it's touchy because everyone has different opinions, but honestly at the end of the day, everyone is creating relationships. Everyone wants relationships right now. Everyone's lonely. Everyone is going through like mental illness and
Yeah.
mental health
Yep.
issues.
Yep.
So I feel like it would be a smart thing to open yourself up,
Well,
even if
that's
it's just like duo hangouts or
yeah.
something, like just
Yeah.
one-on-one hangouts. Obviously, if it's a group, that
Yep.
is a lot more like, okay, you can like modify that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I think if it's just with you and another
Another
individual,
yep.
it's
Yep.
perfectly fine.
Yep. And no, I agree with you on everything you've said there. Um I think the big one that you were saying is everybody should, even though it seems wrong because, you know, it's this is a weird part of our lives. We've never had to encounter this. And like at what point in time would you ever have to be like, okay, are you sure we're allowed to go on a walk together? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so I think the key is everybody should be vying for a connection right now because of how depressing life is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
we're at a point where it's virtual completely.
Yeah.
You hardly see your friends other than the people you live with. Um, But if you can decide amongst you and the other person that you know what, I'm clean, you're clean. Well, that can be taken in many different ways, but
Right.
but I'm COVID free, you're COVID free, your house is COVID free, my house is COVID free. I think you're able to
And you
make
guys
that.
like each other enough.
That's the
That's the
thing, right?
baseline,
Like
right?
honestly, the fact that two people are willing to come together, like they like each other enough to risk, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? To risk
Yeah.
that, that's
Yeah.
a sign already, right? So,
Yeah.
um,
And for someone to, and I'm not judging like the government or anything, because
mhm,
obviously they're trying their best to
yeah,
protect people.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, I would look more into it, and we have a big mental health crisis right
yeah,
now, like
yeah,
especially for younger kids. Like
yeah, huge.
even the younger kids, obviously they're like not crazy educated on the topic, and they're
Hmm.
still hanging out with in groups and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
But I don't know. I would relook into it.
Well, and the funny thing is too, I think they were saying like ages 18 to 24 are like the biggest spreaders right now.
Yeah,
And my university just had a huge outbreak.
I heard about that. Yeah,
Yeah. So you know what? It's less about two people going on a walk and more so about just people completely being defiant about the whole thing.
yeah,
Um, Parties are probably still happening, which is sad, you know? Like there is a large portion of the population that doesn't believe this is a threat
right. Well, the thing is, I feel like they do believe that it's a threat, but not a threat to
to
themselves.
themselves, but they're also not thinking about the people around them, you know?
Exactly.
Um, I think one of the biggest challenges our age group faces is thinking that we're invincible and that we can't get hit by things like this.
Yeah,
Um, but the fact is that we can, and it's
yeah,
been shown that we can, and we have just as much reason to contribute to
yeah.
stopping this thing as everybody else does.
And it's not about us. That's the huge thing. It's
Not
not
about
about
us. It's
us.
not
It's
about us.
about the older population in our
Yeah.
communities.
Yeah.
And especially in like 2 years' time, if this keeps going, you're gonna see a drastic difference in
Mhm.
like all kinds of places.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Something else on top of that is just like you were saying, it's not about us. And I don't want to play the devil's advocate here in saying this, but in some ways, what we were just talking about having, not missing connections, it is about us. I don't mean to
Yeah.
say that in like a way that disregards anybody that is vulnerable or how important it is to stay, um, listen to the regulations that the government lays out for us. But it's the same thing. I'm going to keep hammering it in. Like if schools are able to learn, then two individuals who think that there's potential there should be able to explore that.
Yeah. And like you said, you guys are going for a walk. It's not like
Yeah.
you guys are hanging out indoors or like
Well, and
going.
that's the other thing. So say that's my point too. It's like say you're going for a walk, everything goes well. You go for another walk, it goes well. You go for another walk. You can only do so many walks. And
Yes.
what point do you break the barrier and be like, okay, you're coming over to my house?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's
Right.
such a hard, like at what point does a stranger essentially become one of your closest bubble, you know,
Yeah.
one of your
Yeah.
closest.
And there's a thing with even starting relationships now, especially in a lockdown. I feel like there's a lack of trust because if you're not hanging out in person, you're not really seeing the full person, right?
Yeah.
So if you're always virtual, if you're always just chatting online, it can be a big problem.
It can become problematic.
Yeah,
That's why it's important to do what you can, really.
yeah,
I think, the stay-at-home order is important, of course, but at the same time, I think it's even worse if you neglect something that could potentially be a good part of your life,
exactly.
right?
That's a
Because
milestone,
it's a
right?
milestone. No matter if it works or doesn't, it's still something that you're going to grow
Yeah,
from. What did I say?
exactly.
From?
Fum.
Grow from.
Oh, always gonna have a slur.
It's got to happen, bro. Honestly, we'll just play that off as if my internet paused me there. So,
It's like what?
fum. But um yeah, I think you made some good points. It's
I don't know. It's a touchy subject, but I think it should be. It could help the situation that we're in.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know.
You know
So
what?
I don't know.
I saw this funny post that my roommate showed me, and it was saying, so Doug Ford here in Canada, he's our official, like our premier.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's the guy that runs our Ontario.
What was that
So
one quote he said? He's like, "We're
restez à la maison.
or yeah." So like, and then he's like, "We're gonna hit this COVID like a gorilla." Or I don't know, some
Like a gorilla.
I don't know, something
No,
crazy.
but it was funny because he was a meme the other day because he was making a public announcement about staying at home, and obviously being a French or a bilingual country, French as our second language, he was like, "So guys, stay at home," and then his fucking French was so like "restez à la maison," and I don't speak French, but I can tell you right now that pronunciation is trash.
Oh man, that
So,
sounded like me in fucking grade 9.
bro, me in French class. No, you know what? I think as Europeans we maybe had a better go of it than other people.
Yeah,
But oh
somewhat.
man, somewhat. Even then, it was tough. Can you
Yeah.
believe that in grade 9 they act, or like in any French class, they legitimately forced us to go sit outside the classroom at a desk and present something in French.
Yes, and with other classes nearby.
That's fucked.
Oh man, that was
Dude,
the worst.
I remember I had a presentation in French and I was literally trying to speak to this guy, and recess was about to start, so people were all getting ready around me,
Yeah.
and I was so fucking like nervous about it,
Oh
bro.
man, like I remember talking to my teacher. I'm like looking at her, like looking at my page,
Mhm.
and I'm like I don't even know where to start.
Shit, man, I don't even know. I don't even really know.
Yeah. It's so bad, man.
It's I can't believe it. And that ended in grade 9, but holy shit.
You know what? I wish I treated it better because I that would be a really good skill
You
to
know
have.
what? I think everybody our age group who neglected French probably feels the same way.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I'm being honest, our school system doesn't really do a great job of trying to enforce it at all.
No. No, not at
Um,
all.
it should be more prominent than it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about it. In Europe, they all know how to speak English because of how good their school system enforces it and educates that. But
Mhm.
here it's just like, yeah, you get it for
Yeah.
like 1 hour a day.
Yeah. Same thing with Spanish in the States. Like
Right.
I feel like they have a better understanding of Spanish than we do of French in a
Yeah,
weird
probably.
way.
Probably. I
Yeah.
mean, to be fair, if anything, they're just as bad, but
Yeah.
they can't be worse.
Right.
They can't be worse because
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's just the
But
North American culture,
yeah.
to be
But
honest. Yeah.
but that was a side topic. I actually wanted to go back to the hookup situation.
Gotta love
I think
hookups.
God, I love hookups.
Oh.
God.
Fucking
Said
hookups.
no one, well, said me never.
Said to me
But
never. Oh, coffee break. Look at that.
yeah, dude,
We just did that at the same
this
time.
is water in a mug. I'm lying to the
Oh
people right
wow.
now. You know I can't drink coffee.
Mm. It's been so long. I haven't seen you
Oh
in a
yeah,
long
it's
time.
yeah, right. I know. It's weird because this is like our main form of connecting with one another. So when we took our
Yeah.
month off, I was like, "Yo, where's Jordan at? I'm kind of
Wait,
lonely."
we haven't seen each other in like a month and a half or 2 months.
It's probably been 2 months, bro.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. I'm losing my mind.
Don't know what to say. Don't even know what to
Yeah.
say. But what I was gonna say was I saw this. I think it was a comedian. I'm not sure.
Was a comedian?
Maybe I don't
Okay.
actually know, but um, it's on the topic of Doug Ford again, and they were saying how if you plan on hooking up and you're there and you're hooking up, just imagine Doug Ford standing there with a hazmat suit, being so disappointed in you. Reste à la maison.
And then he goes poof, disappears.
And then another was like, I was just thinking too. It's like, well, if he was naked too, that wouldn't really be a great image.
No, no, no. Oh man.
But
Yeah.
he's
Oh
just
man.
standing there like shame, shame, shame.
He doesn't say anything. He's just in
No,
your ear,
and
like,
you know it's so fucking like this is just fucked. But they were saying so one of the like I guess health officials of Canada. This was a few months ago, I think, but they said if you're gonna have sex, face away from each other. And
Oh.
I think we talked about this already, but like think about that. I think about that every day. What is it?
What do you mean?
Just, are you clapping butts?
Yeah, literally. Are you?
Like,
You make that
and
T pose.
I'm trying to think of positions that would make that viable, and
No, you can't.
you can't unless you're. I mean, doggy's probably the best way,
But you're
You-
like bent
but-
backwards.
but you have to be like contortionist. Just
Yeah. You got to go through training to do
yeah,
that.
right. But I'm just wondering. Like, it's like, okay, what are masks? That's already pushing it if you're having sex.
Oh man, I don't even know how to do that. Like that's like you can't. Cardiovascular system?
Oh,
No.
it's like you're fucking tonguing a mask.
Yeah.
It's like, what do
It's like glued to your face. Dude.
I could just picture it like inhaling into your mouth, like the mask itself. Oh man.
Yo, you're
But-
replacing a mask every 5 minutes.
Oh dude, yeah. Fucking but yeah, facing away. I've been thinking about how that would work in
Wait, who said that?
the main lady that runs the health.
Oh,
I don't
health safety.
yeah. She's like, if you're
That's so weird.
gonna have sex, wear a mask and try to face away from each other. Okay.
What?
Well, the 6
But,
feet thing is already broken, or the 6 meters.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, and you're going 6 feet in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
Okay, first of all,
6 feet.
6
45.
fucking. You said 6 meters. That's
That's a murder scene.
listen. Girls are like unrealistic expectations right there,
All right, whatever.
buddy. If you have a 6-inch peen, or no, six
Oh.
6 meters, I would be so
I think you're
shocked.
talking to the average guy now.
Yeah, 6 inch. Oh, it's like, oh, okay.
It's like, oh, really?
Damn, that's me, bro.
Oh, yeah. But
Oh man, people are
yeah,
like, hey,
that would be a murder scene for sure.
dude, that's you're
Six-
essentially you're holding like a fucking spear at that point.
Yeah, literally.
You're just like, but
Oh my god. Yeah, javelin.
man, I'm looking down at my computer here, and the setup is not very professional, shall we say? I mean, other than this looks good,
Yeah.
but what's holding I have textbooks holding my computer up.
Oh, dude.
Otherwise, it'd be like an under chin shot.
Yeah. See,
So
that's kind of like mine. I need to like sit upright.
yeah, so I'm reading the book, and I'm like, it's for school. It's like a massive textbook for school,
Right.
and it's called Landscape Design Architectural History. I don't think I read it. I don't think I, dude.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
the thing,
500.
right?
Nah.
You buy these books and then you're like, oh, I don't even remember buying this
No,
book.
I'm trying to
You know?
remember. I'm trying to remember anything from this book, and I'm like, I'm looking at it now. I'm like, I don't think I ever read this thing.
Yeah.
First of all, it's
Like, I have
massive.
a lot of books
Oh no, and you
just
know,
because of school.
here's what's hilarious. I love the idea of having a personal library. So I buy books, but then
You look smarter.
and then I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna read these at some point, and then I never do.
Yeah.
I think I read more for pleasure than I do for school.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like I'm pushing it because it's like I can't. I don't have time to read that much.
Yeah. Because when you're like, when you have to read something, it's
Yeah.
such a task and it's so draining,
Yeah.
especially
But-
reading, because like reading makes me tired.
Oh, dude, the minute I open a textbook for school, I'm immediately like, I should take a nap.
Like or actually, I would say not 5 pages
No.
in, but like 3 pages
Yeah.
in. I'm yawning, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The thing is, I could love the material, but I'm still tired.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I made so because it's my birthday this upcoming Monday. The
Oh,
roommates
really?
and I,
Happy birthday.
thanks, Jordan. You gonna post about me, bro? You gonna post on the Loft tapes? You're like, no.
No. No, I'm maybe.
Yeah, you're like, if I could figure it out.
Yo, it's gonna have 2 pictures of you back to back.
Let's be honest. It's gonna be me posting about me for my birthday. It's probably gonna
Yeah.
be me.
I'll give you the things to write down.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like, Jordan, what do you want to write?
Yeah. Happy birthday.
It's like when your mom
Lucas.
comes in saying, "Hey, it's your uncle's birthday. What do you want to write in his card?" And you're like, "Happy birthday, uncle."
Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, you signed the page.
yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Uh,
I think I'd be doing everybody in this podcast who's listening a disservice if I don't tell them about my dreams the last 3 days.
okay.
Have you been
Let's do
having
it.
weird dreams?
No.
You don't dream a lot though, do you?
I
Okay.
don't.
Dude, I've had
Yeah.
some. You ready for these? I don't think you are. I can't remember the order of
I
them.
don't know.
Oh,
You have some
okay.
pretty crazy dreams.
Nah, fuck, man. I'm gonna tell tonight.
Bro, honestly, you know when I realized you had crazy dreams?
When?
Is in the parking lot when we started this fucking podcast. Because that's when you would start like telling me your dreams, like some crazy ass dreams you had. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I don't even have dreams.
No, anybody I meet, I'm always like, I have crazy dreams. They're like, really? I'm like, just wait.
You want to hear a story?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell the one I just had, like before recording this podcast, because it's currently 10 in the morning. And then I'll tell you, yesterday's was really fucked. And then
So you have them like multiple times a week.
yeah, oh, bro, like every night, I think. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. And then I'll tell you the one before that. So I'm gonna go backwards. So last night's was weird. I'm in my grandparents' old house. Okay. Not a big place. Really not a big place.
Okay.
And it was converted into a hostel. You know what a hostel is?
In Canada.
Yeah, I know.
Weird.
So yeah, like
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, a hostel's just where it's a cheap place to rent rooms and everybody kind of travel, people that are just backpacking travelers.
Yeah.
Just
It's like a place that you can just walk in and
yeah, it's like a
book
hotel,
room.
walk-in hotel kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember I was sitting there and I had all my apparently I lived there full time, and I had all
Okay.
my expensive equipment there and like the computer, like the recording stuff. And man, this guy walks in. He had a fucking red mohawk, and
Wow.
he tattooed his eyes so that it was just white.
You know what this means?
What?
That's your spirit animal.
A red mohawk tattooed on white. And this guy looked
Yeah.
sketch as fuck. Like he had a vest on with nothing underneath, so you could see like his nipples, but like just he was kind of chunky, so it was just like the vest, and he had chains, and I was like, bro,
Why am I envisioning this very well?
I know, that's what I'm saying. This is crazy. And I remember I'm like, he's like, and then he walks into my room, like my personal bedroom, and he's like, so this is the room I rented. I'm like, and he smelled like shit too. I was like, bro, this is not the room you rented. I think you wanted the one across the. He's like, no, this is it. And he moves into my bedroom, and bro, I remember being so fucking like,
Wait, do you have like 2 beds?
I only have the one.
Oh, okay.
But he starts moving things in. Like I think he moved a couch into my room, and I'm like, and then he's like, don't worry, I ain't gonna touch your stuff. I got a 5-star review. I'm like,
Wait, since when do you get a 5-star
no,
review?
I don't know. It's like my brain.
Right.
And and he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, 2 things you can't touch. He's like, yeah, man. Like I'm not gonna touch. I was like, you can't touch my bed. He's like, nah, I wasn't gonna touch your bed. And I was like, you can't touch my computer. He's like, bro, listen, I got a rating because I'm respectful of people's spaces. I'm only gonna be like a few days. And then it ends with this guy pulling up in like a rickety ass rusty car. And somehow we were outside now. And he pulls up in a car, and he rolls down the window on the passenger side. So I'm sticking my head in the window, and I see that my computer's in the back seat. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, bro, I got a 5-star review for being a thief. And I'm like, no.
No, and then you woke up sweating.
I think that plot twist at the end.
Yeah. No.
No. But man, there were some fucking weird people walking in there into that hostel or my grandparents' house.
Oh, so it wasn't just one person?
Oh, it wasn't just one guy, but that was the guy that I had to deal with. But there was like a
Right.
lizard woman.
Oh my god, bro. What the fuck are your dreams?
Okay, hang on. It gets funnier, bro.
Are you in Star Wars? Like what the fuck?
So that now we're gonna go back a night.
Okay.
This is the one I've told a few people, and they're just like, that is the funniest fucking shit ever. So I'd like to start by saying I do not listen to Taylor Swift. I respect her as an artist. I think she's attractive, but I don't listen to her music. Okay? Don't ever look up on her, don't read up about her, like that's it.
All right.
So, I'd also like to say that I've never encountered a reindeer. So that's all we're going to say. Okay. Are you ready for
All
this one?
right.
You ready?
Not really, but sure.
So we were in our Algonquin cabin,
Which one?
not the one from last year. So the one in the middle of the
Okay.
fucking forest, middle of nowhere.
Right on the lake.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're there. It's like our second day in, so we're alone. We ready to do our groceries. We don't have any reason to go out, and we're partying it up. We're living it up at night. All of a
Okay.
sudden, all of a sudden, we see lights through the window, and a car's pulling up. We're like, "That's fucking weird," because we're in the middle of nowhere. Who's pulling up? Who knows our address, right? And we all stop drinking, and we walk up, and we're like, "Oh, what the fuck, dude!" All of a sudden, Taylor Swift walks in, and we're like, and then I remember you're like, "Is that Taylor Swift?" And I'm like, "Bro, that's Taylor Swift."
What the fuck?
And then for some reason, your sister was there and my sister was there.
Okay.
They were just chilling with us like the entire weekend.
Was Desi and Lucas or Desi and
Desi
Lucas?
and Steve were there as well. Yeah, yeah. But their siblings weren't there. Just our siblings.
Right.
You know,
Okay. That's so fucking
maybe they got like the podcast membership special. But our siblings are there. So all of a sudden Taylor Swift walks in and she's like unpacking all her gear, like all her like music gear. Apparently she's gonna throw us a concert. I don't know.
Okay.
But and that place was small. You know how small the place is. So where she had the room to store all this stuff, I have no idea.
What the fuck?
But okay. So then flash so she's partying with us. We got Taylor Swift. We're like, this is fucking awesome.
Right.
And you know what? She came alone too, which I found really fucking weird. Wouldn't somebody
That is very sus. Like that is like
that's sus.
I would think that Taylor Swift is like something crazy. Like
Yeah.
she's gonna murder us or something. If she comes alone without any security, that's like
Okay, you're not far off. So
oh
we travel so we a few nights go by and we're living it up with Taylor Swift, and all of a sudden I remember like you and I are sitting in the kitchen and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna go take a shower. First of all, can you believe this is coming out of my brain?
yeah.
So you're like, I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm like, yeah, all right.
How do you remember this too?
Oh,
Like,
I have wicked memory.
that's
Wicked memory.
insane. Okay.
And all of a sudden you're like, yo, what the fuck? And you're like, you're freaking the fuck out. And we run in and our sisters are murdered, bro. Somebody killed our sisters, bro. And I remember their necks were cut, and I was like, yo, what the fuck?
God.
So yeah, so then Desi and Stipe run in and they're like, yo, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We're like, wait, where's Taylor Swift? so 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 wait. So then
Oh.
I remember we turn around because the bathroom, if you look behind you, there was like the glass door.
Right.
So we turn around like in unison, and Taylor Swift is running around outside in a reindeer costume with a bloody knife, bro.
Okay, do you know what's weird about that? Because since it's a reindeer costume, like a reindeer mask, is that what you're saying?
No, like full on like a onesie, reindeer onesie with the hood, with the ears,
Okay,
antlers.
because what is it called? Anyways, there's like a mythical legend about
Oh, is there?
something. Yes, it has the head of a reindeer, and it goes around. It's like the Wendell.
Oh, Wendigo.
something.
Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Oh,
Yes.
damn. Yeah, you're kind of
And
right
it-
though.
And it's from like a reindeer head or something.
You're kind of right though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
weird.
yeah. So we look back, and she's in a reindeer costume, and we're like, yo, fucking Taylor Swift just murdered our sisters, bro. So then we're like, okay. So she's outside. We're locked the doors. We're like, okay, what do we do?
Right.
And she's being fucking creepy out there, bro. Like she's not even singing. She's just like prancing around with a knife. And
Right now, I'm envisioning her like hopping around the building.
yeah, she's just like out front near the fire pit, like doing a little dance or something.
Okay.
And for some fucking reason, we decide the only chance we have is not getting in our car. We just start running. We run into the woods. Yeah.
Survival of the fittest.
3, 2, 1, go. She can only chase one at a time. But I volunteered Stipe as tribute. No. But sorry, Stipe. But yeah, so so we're like I remember I'm holding the door and I'm like, "You guys ready?" And she's jumping, and then the minute I open it, Taylor Swift just like her head turns, and we're like, "Oh fuck!" So we just start booking it, like just booking it downhill, like fucking going for it. And I remember it's like a movie scene where like it cuts to me running, and then it cuts to you running, and then I think Desi tripped, but he got up and started running, and then um and then all of a sudden, all four of us are pinned on a rock, like, and then the other side of the rock's like a cliff. So like,
Oh, so we're trapped. Like we're dead
so we're
end.
so we're trapped. We're at a dead end. If we
Oh
back
my
up, we're
god.
gonna.
Do you know what that reminds me of? The
What?
lookout that we went to.
Yeah. So we're trapped, and Taylor Swift's like in a reindeer costume, and she's coming at us with a fucking knife, bro. And all of a sudden, I kid you not, this is the fucking weirdest part. I'm like, "Yo, Desi, give me a knife." Apparently, he had a knife on him the entire time because
Well,
Desi
Desi
always has
always
it.
has a knife.
So he gives me this fucking big fucking Bowie knife, right? And I go up there.
Wait, the fact that Desi gave you a knife,
That's already sus.
that's already kind of like what?
Desi would never give me a knife.
No, he barely even gives you a lighter.
Yeah, seriously. He doesn't actually give me a lighter. I don't think he trusts me with a lighter.
No.
But and dude, I pull the fucking nastiest moves on Taylor Swift, bro. No.
way, bro.
No, seriously, bro.
Coming
So
to
I-
a samurai.
All of a sudden, the minute I grab that, like that knife, I become like a fucking badass hitman killer dude. And I go up there, and I remember like I stab, like I stab her legs. She like falls on her knees, and then I like just start jabbing into her neck, bro.
What the fuck? Bro, your dreams are
And
fuck.
then no, and then first of all, whoever has heard this story hasn't heard this version. I gave them the short version,
Oh, this is deluxe.
and this is deluxe. And and then and then you guys are like, "That's fucking crazy." Yo, what the hell
Bro,
just
I don't
happened?
even know what I do.
And then you and I grab Taylor Swift by the arms and legs, and we just yeet her off the fucking side
no
of the
way,
cliff.
bro.
Yep, that's the dream.
Oh my god.
How
I don't even know how to act.
how do you feel about that?
I don't feel good. I love how we just like didn't even call it in. We just decided to run.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is we didn't just stay indoors and try to
Right.
come with a game plan. We didn't even get in the car.
We left our sisters.
We left our dead sisters in the bathtub, and we just decided, you know what? We're running.
Hunger Games.
And all I'm saying is I don't know how that would have turned out if Desi didn't have a knife on him.
Oh my
But
god.
because apparently the knife made me just a fucking badass. So
Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't like in your dream. We didn't think about just like all four of us just ganging up on her.
well, that probably would have been smart. But
Probably.
you know what? Some things go through your head. And you know what? I remember waking up the past 3 nights, and the first words that come out of my mouth are, "What the fuck was that?"
That is so weird.
No, seriously, I wake up and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck that was. And I like to think that I can control my dreams a lot of the times, which is true, but
Like
these-
lucid dreaming.
yeah, but these past 3 have been impregnable. I can't touch them. I can't control them. I can't. They just appeared and they're so vivid, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
That is so weird. Yeah, because if you can recall like almost
was-
every single detail,
Right?
like that's
I was
I don't
like,
know.
what the fuck does a serial killer Taylor Swift reindeer costume have to do with anything?
Yeah.
You
That
can't even
is
look that
weird.
up in like a dream guide because there's no such thing.
No. Taylor Swift. What does Taylor Swift mean in your dream?
But I'm trying so hard to remember the one before that. There was
I
one
just think it's weird about the reindeer part because in the area that
that's
we
sus.
were,
There's no
that
reindeers.
well, there's no reindeers, but that is the origination of the Wendigo. Like it's the tribal area or
Is
whatever.
origination a word?
Or I don't know.
The yeah, good
Ah.
point. What's the
I don't even.
the origin? The
The
origin.
yeah, the
Like,
origin
yeah.
of the Wendigo. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure is northern.
Is
Canada.
Algonquin area. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think it's like the mountains of Calgary and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
Alberta.
Yeah, like the
But
territories. and stuff.
northern Canada is the origin for that. So
Yeah,
who knows, man?
that is.
I
very
think
weird
if
to me.
I had to pinpoint it to anything, I think that the badass part on my end came from me watching Vikings every fucking night.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Probably.
definitely 100%.
The reindeer, no idea. And Taylor Swift actually came about because a friend of mine showed me a Taylor Swift song. That
Okay.
probably that
That
same
would
evening.
trigger it.
So it all triggers itself. But what I find super strange is, isn't it crazy how a passing thought becomes the
It
forefront
forms
of
such
your
a
subconscious, the forefront
yeah,
of your dream?
and it forms a scene
It
of
forms a
like
complete scene, dude. Brains are
yeah,
crazy. Brains are
brains are
crazy.
fucking crazy. Yeah.
Like, I don't even know. That's how long have we been talking now?
I don't know. I think almost an hour.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We can call this one the dream episode.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, on my birthday, what better way to release this than to have it be about my dreams?
All right. So, how about to finish it off?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember your first stream ever?
My
Or
first,
obviously, you probably don't
yeah,
remember your first
no, yeah,
stream, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
I
first one you
remember. Well, the
remember.
first one I remember. I think about this a lot. First dream I remember is, God, I must have been super young, and if I only remember bits and pieces, but essentially, you know that show Franklin, like the cartoon where he's a turtle.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like a turtle, there's like a bear and shit, and there's like rabbits. So I was playing road hockey with Franklin the turtle and his friends, and
Okay.
and then one of the rabbits, I don't even know if there's a rabbit in that show, but like one of the rabbits gets,
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, one of the rabbits gets injured, right? And we're like, oh fuck. So we call the rabbit's mom.
Oh, fuck.
Well, no, I mean at that age you probably did go, oh fuck, but but we go,
Call the mom.
oh fuck, your kid just got fucked.
You're like looking down on him. You're like, oh fuck.
Oh fuck. But and all of a sudden we're rushing to the hospital. So I'm in the ambulance with this rabbit, right?
Wow. Such a crazy experience for a kid.
Right? I know. And I'm a human, by the way. So like my friends are all just animals. And I'm in the ambulance with this rabbit. And dude, all of a sudden, I start turning into a rabbit, bro. That's my memory. That's what I remember.
You start forming into rabbits. So you're like looking at your hands. You start
Yeah, like
seeing
I'm,
like
I'm in
full,
I'm
like
in there and
fur.
I remember like I'm fucking crying because my friend's like injured.
Dead.
I don't think he's dead. But like, and as I'm crying, I'm like, I'm feeling the changes occurring. You
Right.
know?
That's so
Like,
weird.
yeah. Like I was growing a tail, which I imagine just probably feels like taking a shit.
Honestly, probably.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if you
And then
think
the
about
teeth,
it.
and then the ears. I remember the ears were coming in because they're flopping over my face.
That is, bro. I don't think I've ever had dreams like you ever in my life.
Damn, bro.
Like, I don't
And I
think
don't
I've
even
ever
do
experienced
drugs. And I don't even do drugs.
that.
But okay.
So mine is very quick.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was literally, I was just on. Okay, so do you know the street of our high school,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
the main road.
Mhm.
So I was just at the Tim Hortons there, and it was just a yellow school bus just drove by.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
You sure that didn't actually happen?
Bro, that's what I remembered. I just remember waking up and I was like, that's fucking weird.
Can I just talk about the difference in our dreams, bro?
Yeah, bro. Bro, I don't think I've ever really dreamed
Uh,
nearly as close to you.
yeah, I'm
Like,
telling you, when they're vivid, they're vivid. Yeah.
yeah. Like I
I'm
remember
fucked.
I used to have a lot of nightmares as a
Right.
kid. And I remember one. So do you know when you're sleeping you can kind of hear your heartbeat,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right? When you have your like a pillow on your head.
Yeah.
So I'd do that and it would freak me out. Like
Oh shit.
freak me out.
Yeah.
And I would relate it to footsteps.
Mm.
As weird as that sounds.
No, it's
So
true.
whenever I would close my eyes, like it was almost like lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
Like, do you know when you're still conscious?
Yeah,
but
of course. Yeah, yeah.
You know? And I'm thinking the street that I live on, there's a guy walking in the same cadence of my
Oh
heartbeat
man, yeah.
with him dragging like some sort of like saw or like a axe or something. And
Okay.
he's just dragging it.
That's fucked.
Right. And he's like almost at my house, but he never gets close to my house. Just keeps walking, but
Damn.
never gets close. But I know he's close.
Oh, that's fucked.
Right.
That almost
So
sounds like a bad trip, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that would happen for like, a long time until like I don't know.
Yeah.
I just stopped dreaming, and then I was like, okay, that was fucking weird.
Yeah, that's fucking strange, man.
Yeah.
There's no explanation, honestly.
No.
As hard as you look, how do you you know? Yours
Yeah.
almost
I
makes
can't
sense because you're attributing a real bodily function to something that
Yeah.
your mind's coming up with. But like for mine, like reindeer Taylor Swift, I don't fucking understand that at all.
That's like fucked up.
But
That's like yeah.
yeah.
I
Okay,
don't
but
know.
anyways, I think we should wrap this up for the sake of just not going over and losing our footage.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Hopefully that does not happen.
um, ladies and gentlemen, this has been season 2, episode 8. We are ecstatic to be back.
Hopefully you're able to see this right now.
Hopefully you're able to see this. So if you can, then all's well. But with that, my name's Lucas.
My name's Jordan.
And if you'd like to follow me on social media, it is LUCASMARTINS.6. That's lucasmartins.6.
And mine is at Manta Athletics, MANTATHLETICS.
Woo! And then, of course, if
Boom.
you're so inclined, boom, got him. Please follow the Loft Tapes at THELOFTTAPES. We're on all streaming platforms. We have a PayPal setup if you want to donate. We also have Patreon, where you can get exclusive rewards for submitting to that and additional things and such. We don't want to give it all away. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
But yeah, this has been great, and we're really happy to be back. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.